What is going on, true believers? Guys, I hope you're having a great morning. We've seen a wild weekend in cryptocurrency with Bitcoin dipping down below 65,000 for a short spell before having a pretty big recovery. That pretty big recovery looked to be honest, it's another one of those big moves. I keep telling you guys, look, we're going to have retracements. We're going to have moves back down. I want to point out, of course, at some point, we're going to talk about it. None of the things that your technical analysis friends keep telling you about their archaic, in the old days, it was going to dip down to this level. None of that works anymore. None of the things that they're saying are coming true or even close to coming true. None of that stuff is happening. Stop falling for it. Unfollow the guys. Make them work harder to try to figure out exactly where it is that we're going. Give them a goddamn liquidation heat map so that they understand what the market's doing, why it's doing it. By the way, we got in on a long on Myro on Sunday, and holy, we had a good day on Myro, guys. I want to tell you, we had a really good day on Myro. But there's a lot going on. Record inflows for the ETFs. Standard Chartered has upgraded their prediction for both Bitcoin and Ethereum for big numbers, not by the end of the bull cycle, but by the end of this year. Solana is the Solana meme coins just seem to be taking over cryptocurrency right now. So take advantage of it while you can take advantage of it. There's a lot going on. We're going to unpack all of this to the best of our ability. Also, dog with hat meme coin iconic photo sold as an NFT, $4.3 million. That is an incredible price for the dog with hat meme. Wild what's happening out here. Are we all millionaires yet? This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, guys, you are in the era of a $207 Solana. How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel? We've got crazy stuff going on here. But first up and foremost, good morning to everybody. Let's check out the chat. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Certainly hit the subscribe button, bell to be notified of future content if you want to be notified when I go live or when I release a video. We do a couple every day. Mike Volmer, good morning. Jay Locke, good morning. Brian Bootyhead is in the house. What's going on? Blockchain Bonehead is here. We got S-Dog in the house. We got Crypto Daddy O. Skid on Solana, baby. Low cap gem going parabolic. Success Kid. Crypto Daddy with the $1.99 bomb. Let's go check that out real quick for you guys and see what is going on with Skid on Solana. And by the way, if you didn't see it, I did do a Twitter or X-based partnership with Gary Goonsler, which is fantastic. This was at 7:33 a.m. In fact, so at 7 o'clock, it was having an absolute breakout moment here. If we check this out right now, shout out to Success Kid. If you want to see your project out here on the charts here, then make sure you do that with a super chat. Otherwise, we talk about what I want to talk about. So as you can see right here, we've had this breakout from 0.0566 all the way up to almost 13 cents right now. Trade volume 4.62 million, and we're back on our memes. By the way, we're starting to see success. This is the Success Kid. This is the guy with the fist the little kid with the fist. So now you're looking at a pretty decent liquidity pool compared to some of these other projects. So market cap probably not going to go as high as a few of these other ones because that liquidity pairing looks like it's going to be about 3% instead of, what some of these guys are doing at like 1% to make it look like there's gigantic amounts. So consider, if this goes to 50 million market cap, that's going to be about 1.5 million in liquidity. So it's got a lot of upside to it. So if you haven't already, go check out Skid on Sol right now, 1325. As we're talking, it's pumped a few. I mean, we were just talking about it at 1270 when we popped in here. It's up 5% since we started talking about it. So check it out. I never recommend that you buy the top. Always look for you to get in on a retracement in the event that there is a retracement. But as you can see right here, 1415, we're now up 10%. So it's already on the move right now. Contract address is the one that ends in H43D. So go check that out. Also, George Lopez Garcia is in the house. What is going on? Richard Nelson is in the house. If I forget anybody, I apologize. Jay Manuel is in the house. Tony P is here. Joni Metcalf here. Your quality pressure washing. What is going on? Ape with Hat is on Sol is massive. Everything on Solana is massive. Just get into them. You know what I mean? Just start aping because it's getting kind of wild. Kamal with the good morning. Grant Vorshuk's in the house. Thomas Weekly is in the house as well. Mr. P, Salty Dog, good morning. Vader Prime, kicking it live, G-style, choking people from a distance as they do with the Vader clan. Ryo is in the house. What's going on? GC Lobo, Solpaca gives you early SHIB vibes. It's the alpacas. It's the lambs. It's the, I think I've even got I got a llama. People are sending me, by the way, I'm getting people who send me, they find my address, the Solana address down below, and I've got like 5 or 10 different small bags of Solana meme coins because people just send them to me. So, and at some point we'll talk about them. As a matter of fact, I'll bring a few of them up today. Mantis 299, good morning. Ben Ferrer, good morning. Boost TZ, good morning. Marcelo Juarez in the house. What is going on? Redbeard OG is here. Worldwide Crypto and Gaming is in the house. And there we go. I think we got it now. Holy shit. Now we can get going. So guys, good morning. I hope you're having a really good day. Let's kick it off with some wild ass news. And we're going to start obviously with the king of crypto. Daniel Delgado's in the house. Good morning, sir. We're going to kick it off with the king of crypto, and that's Bitcoin. And the spot Bitcoin ETF reach record highs for weekly inflows and trading volume. So weekly net inflows into U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs has reached a record $2.57 billion. Guys, we're just getting started. I want you to just consider this. There's a reason why we have a problem with people and their analysis. And I told you, like, unsubscribe from those idiots because they don't know shit. But don't do that. I'm just kidding. You're looking at the old paradigms. The old paradigms don't work. When you see, I wish I had like an AI thing, like it would look at me and it would turn my eyes into giant, just like giant orbs. And I could be like, I'm Ron, the wiener guy. And I could be like, we're going to 46,000. We're not going to 46,000. But trading volume hits 2.57 billion. And then the trading volume also hit a record of 35.1 billion for the week. So what we had is an inflow of $2.57 billion coming into Bitcoin alone through the ETFs, and then a trade volume of 35.1 billion. We're not going to 46,000. We're not going to 48,000. And by the way, you can look at some fib retracement tools. You can look at all kinds of tools, and you can tell that that's where it looks like we're supposed to be going, right? You can actually pay attention to them and see that, but it's not where we're going. It's just not anymore. The paradigm, the world has shifted. The world has shifted. It's no longer the thing. So Bitcoin could experience a positive demand shock from registered investment advisors. Now, imagine that we get a demand shock. Imagine that we've got unfulfilled demands. This is what you're seeing playing out right now. This is what these geniuses, if you will, that don't know anything about where Bitcoin's going. This is what these geniuses are telling you, right? They're giving you all these wild, we're going down to these low numbers because we always did it before. We didn't have an ETF before, so shut up. So investment advisors are now looking at pushing Bitcoin, and you're starting to see it. $35 billion, 2.57 billion in inflows in 1 week. Positive demand shock refers to a sudden surge in the desire for an asset such as Bitcoin, potentially triggered by substantial inflows of capital into a particular market. You're about to see it, guys. CoinShares head of research James Butterfield highlighted a dynamic that could trigger such an event, noting that spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds have not yet made available in the RIA market. Generally, fund platforms using RIAs require 3 months of trading data before they can include newly issued ETFs. Thus, there might be an influx of investments from the RIA market before as it becomes accessible. So, what is that? That is these are registered, by the way. RIA means registered investment advisors. And that's what we're really talking about right now, are those people who could potentially just change everything about the way that we're investing. Like, these guys need 3 months of data. Once they get their 3 months of data, boom. You know what I mean? No, dude, unless somebody comes to me early, unless somebody comes to me and says, hey, we're doing this early, get in early. You want to hook me up? That's what you do. Otherwise, like, I don't, otherwise than somebody like this approaches me and says, hey, I'll give you $1,000 in tokens in order to make like a promo video or something like that. That's my lane. My lane is not just throwing money at every meme coin and hoping for the best. I just don't. I'm not comfortable with it. I don't mind talking about it. I don't mind. I don't mind sitting out here. I don't mind holding a bag. I'm still holding my Myro from the beginning, from the same thing. I was able to flip it and turn it into much more, but that's the way that I do it. So anyway, he emphasized that currently only the investment advisory firm, the Carson Group, has permitted the trading of spot Bitcoin ETFs, given that the RIA market represents about $50 trillion in assets. The potential inflows could be significant. For instance, if 10% of RIAs chose to invest 1% of their portfolios, that could result in approximately $50 billion in additional inflows. So imagine that, which would add in the liquidity market, I want to say 25% to the price of Bitcoin currently. In a recent blog post, Butterfield noted that the increased demand and decreasing supply dynamic that is currently unfolding launches multiple spot Bitcoin ETFs on January 11 has led to an average daily demand of 4,500 Bitcoins, while only an average of 921 are minted per day, which means that you're getting a dwindling supply. He added that the newly minted Bitcoin supply cannot keep up with demand, and that ETF issuers have a source Bitcoin mainly from the secondary market. Now imagine this, we're minting 921 Bitcoin per day, and we're about to get to the halving. We're only going to mint 460 or 450 per day. Maybe a little bit more as the market starts to churn a little bit, but that's a lot of demand. And the demand, by the way, is only going up. So as the demand continues to go up and the supply continues to dwindle, how do you think this ends? This ends in some kind of radical, incredible sort of, Jesus Christ, guys, we're about to watch a supply shock, the likes of which we've rarely seen in Bitcoin. Like, it's coming, and we're getting closer and closer and closer, and we're getting the dips that you guys think we're going to get, or that these guys have been telling you that we're going to get for a long period of time. So things are about to get wild, just absolutely wild. Also, Standard Chartered has raised their Bitcoin price prediction. Their price prediction, by the way, was $100,000 by the end of the year. They've upped their price prediction now to $150,000. They even say that the price could reach, this is by the way, 150,000 is their low end estimate. Their top end estimate is 250,000, but they're saying that might roll over into 2025 if strong spot Bitcoin ETF inflows do continue. So there we have it. This is the big projection. And by the way, we have a projection from them for Ethereum for the end of the month too, which we'll get to in the Ethereum portion of this. But the new target comes from continued strong inflows in recently launched ETFs in the United States, and as a result, Bitcoin's positive price action, among other factors. For 2024, given the sharper than expected price gains year to date, we now see potential for Bitcoin's previous estimate of 100,000 to be upside to 150,000. The open interest measures are approaching stretched levels. Overall positioning should be more sustainable this time. Most of the inflows are likely to be sticky pension type flows. The price of Bitcoin is currently trading at 68,000, but it reached 73,000 earlier in the month. The analyst said that this is a correct target based on the gold analogy. So unbelievable. If spot Bitcoin ETF flows hit the bank's midpoint estimate of 75 billion, then we're looking at $250,000 Bitcoin within the next year. Within the next year, we're looking at just a gigantic move by Bitcoin. Some life-changing money for a lot of people. So guys, pay attention to it. And let's continue on with Ethereum, because Standard Charter also forecasts an $8,000 move by Ethereum as well. They're looking at the flow on Ethereum, and they're pointing to the continued ETFs. They're continuing to look at it from a diminished flow, the flow of we've turned deflationary on Ethereum as long as there's high volume. For the moment on chain volume, Ethereum is in the billions of dollars range. So while that's happening, that's going to contribute to much more Ethereum being burned, and that will lead to diminished supply. Ethereum, by the way, doesn't clock in with a gigantic supply. Circulating supply of Ethereum, I think, is somewhere in the neighborhood of 120 million. So I don't think there's a whole lot of Ethereum out there right now being traded. You know what I mean? So the supply on Ethereum is 120.078 million currently in circulation. So as that continues to diminish, and as the pump continues, boom, you know what I mean? I did not touch it because that's exactly what was going to happen. I mean, that was exactly what was going to happen. I just don't, guys. That's why I don't get into these things. The only reason I'm in Myro right now is because they reached out to me for a partnership, and once they reached out for a partnership, then I just became a hodler, and I just used it, and I flip it every once in a while to make more, to make more Solana off of it. So that's just what I do. Neko looks good. I'm grabbing a bag here. That leads us to one of our next things, which is Neko, because we are definitely a fan here. We are partnered with them for the month. So you will see them popping up on the radar. In the bottom right-hand corner, you see the cat as we sit right now. So make sure, if you haven't already, at least consider getting in on this one, because at some point, Neko is going to end up with a nice big move. So, and what does that look like over here? Boom. There we go. So we're looking for a breakout. We're looking for a breakout from this. Now, look, this is one of those things where you've had that big pump. You've had that. And again, I told you guys, I thought that it would come up here for a retest and a retest. It did not do that. What it did instead was it started to lay itself down on the downside. However, here's the thing. This takes a momentum indicator in order to make it like kind of pop, right? So right now it's just kind of ranging, but this is the same thing that Pepe did, is the same thing that a lot of them do, where they come down here and the trade volume gets pretty low, and you look for that big sort of reversal off of some kind of news. And look, Shaka has been adamant that he's going to work on this thing and make this thing absolutely explode. So, I mean, I wouldn't bet against him at this point. So, what happens then? Well, then it starts to take off and creates one of its own, it gets a life of its own. And there's still volume. I mean, there's not a huge volume, but there is still a volume. There's been trading all morning long. So, you're still seeing a lot of activity on it. So it's just a matter of time before this thing starts to absolutely take off. But Standard Charter forecasting an $8,000 Bitcoin for this year. So Shout out to Standard Charter. Now that, by the way, does not seem as bullish as what you would think. I said 13,000 by the end of this year. I don't know if I don't know what their situation is, if they think that maybe the ETF is not going to come through or something like that. But they think that the information from the ETF is going to make it very bullish. So their idea of bullish doesn't appear to be in line with mine, because I think a 2x, just like Bitcoin, they're thinking, I'm sorry, a 3x, just like Bitcoin, they're thinking a 2x. So, but that leads us to altcoins and Solana. Despite a broad crypto downturn, Solana hits $200 range and overtakes BNB. Solana, the native cryptocurrency on the Solana Layer 1 network, has witnessed significant growth in value. In the last month, it's risen by 85%, and looking at the past year, it's up 850%. Solana hasn't seen the $200 price range since December of 2021, after reaching its all-time price high the prior month in November. Currently priced at $202 per coin, Sol boasts a market capitalization of $90 billion, positioning it as the fourth largest in the market at 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. And here is the chart so that you guys can check this thing out. Solana has now overtaken BNB by market cap, and it's by $7 billion at this point. Solana has just been exploding its way back up there. And here's the thing, what it is it's a solid blockchain. It doesn't have the problems that were associated with Sam Bankman-Fried being involved in some way. It doesn't have all of the quote unquote stink of it. So it's fantastic to see this thing starting to rip. And guess what? It's about to overtake Tether. Tether 3 months ago was $80 billion. So it is a matter of time before Solana takes over as number 3. And guess what? Everybody thought it was going to be XRP, but it in fact is Solana that's absolutely ripping. And look, the funny thing is, Solana makes it easy to transact. I mean, it's almost nothing, and the fees are almost nothing to make these trades. It's just very simple. Solana so far, other than of course when it crashes, which is very rare and usually the first of the month, it's been pretty reliable at this point. And of course, Avalanche has fee problems, or had fee problems because of its congestion. But I feel like the Ethereum layer 2 rollup thing kind of fixed Avalanche in a lot of ways. Base layer went from a penny to almost nothing for trading fees, which is now turned, by the way, Base into, Brian Armstrong made a comment last night saying that they are focused now on mass adoption. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Helps push me up in the algorithm if you have not already. So, but that being the case, we're now looking at, on March 17, 2024, Solana also commands the 5th highest trading volume among all cryptocurrencies, with the volume totaling $11.9 billion over the past day. Excluding stablecoins, it would occupy the 3rd highest spot. Tether is still the strongest trading pair with Solana, followed by the US dollar, FDUSD, the Korean won, and then Bitcoin. So notably, the Korean won accounted for 6.62% of Solana's trading. This is a fantastic amount. Let's go look, by the way, at the volume. And it is number 1 again today with a volume of 2.84 billion, beating Ethereum. Guys, it was only a matter of time, right? Where we had this situation in which something was going to start to pass Ethereum, because we keep talking about Ethereum passing Bitcoin, but it's a matter of time before something passes Ethereum, and that day is here. People are now preferring to trade on other stuff. BSC 1.43 billion, Arbitrum 645 million, Avalanche 420 million. And look at the fees, by the way, that are generated here. Let's hold on one second here. Yeah, 24-hour fees right here. So Avalanche fees are now down to only 145,000. So yes, it is pretty inexpensive at this point to trade on Avalanche now. If you go look here, like just imagine this was there's 3.82 million that was taken as a profit on Solana. 24-hour fees on Ethereum are 1.65 million. BSC 1.13 million, but with this volume being about 1/5 of Ethereum, only 145,000 in fees on Avalanche. So Avalanche layer 2 has fixed the problem that ZK rollup layer 2 Denkun has fixed Avalanche. So, and by the way, Polygon for that matter as well. But now Avalanche is cheaper than Polygon. So a lot of stuff going on over here. So anyway, Solana now the big dog in the yard. I mean, what can you say? That leads us to Neko. So if you haven't already, consider checking them out. It is Neko. You can pull it up on Dex Tools. It is trading. Shaka Crypto is the owner. He's continuing to partner, and look, he reaches out to me every single day and is like, "Look, man, even if it goes down, I've got enough money." He's got enough money right now to partner with a lot of different people to make this thing push quite a bit. So now we're just waiting for that moment. And to be fair here, like I want to say that not all meme coins are finding their range, because what we're looking for at this point is there's PvP, right? There's PvP trading between us, and there's market makers that are coming in, venture capitalists that are coming in. They're pumping these charts, and then they're dumping, and that's what always happens and will continue to happen. I mean, you haven't seen it yet on Pepe, but trust me, you're going to see it on Pepe. You know what I mean? Like you're going to see, the big rush, the big push. As a matter of fact, this is Pepe right now. The amount of, we went up here to the top, and now the drawdown on Pepe, 37% in the last couple of days. Like this is an hour chart. So since March 14th, 2 days ago, 4 days ago, in 4 days, Pepe's down another 40%. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not going higher. Doesn't mean, but I mean, this is the double top right here. This is the breakdown. And we saw it here before when it happened. And we got to the last all-time high. So, expect to see the same thing again. And that money is going to start moving around, and you're going to start seeing it pop back into a lot of these other ones. So that's probably the indicator of what's about to happen. So make sure that you got yourself a little bag of Neko, because he's not done yet, and he's going to be pushing real hard for the next little while to see what goes on with it. Now, that moves us into Bencoin. If you are not already, make sure that you got yourself a bag of Bencoin, and I want to show you why on the charts, because this actually plays out tremendously. This is what I'm telling you about Bencoin. Number one, let's pull it up this way. All right, so on Bencoin, the 50-100, the 20-50-100 right here. If you look at this, we're using the 100 as support. That's a bullish indicator, which means that we're probably projected for a pump and a move to the upside. The 50 is about to cross over with the 100. The 20 is already above it. These are bullish indicators telling me that the price action is probably going to start pumping. So that's my number one indicator. Now let's turn that one off. We're going to go indicator by indicator. Auto fib extension. Auto fib extension loves Bitcoin, right? Well, it also loves Bencoin right now, and it's projecting that Bencoin is preparing itself for a big move. Now, to give you an idea of what that looks like, here is what it looked like when it happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin came through here, bounced up into this range on the auto fib extension, came back down for a retest down at the bottom, and then boom, it absolutely took off and came up above that position, which was 65,000 on the auto fib extension. I want you guys to see that's what it looked like. Well, guess what? Bencoin looks like it's at the start of the same thing. So that means, or should mean, that Bencoin is ready for a massive move up to 4 zeros, 26,248. Currently, when you look at Bencoin, you're looking at a $5 million market cap. So this right here, this represents about a $20 million market cap. You tell me we can't get to a $20 million market cap? I think we can. So I would venture to say, and by the way, if you haven't already, make sure to set your reminders for Ben's show today. I'll be on Ben's show today and every day going forward as an NWF correspondent. And as a matter of fact, I even made like tell me if you like it, guys. I'm going to run it a couple times, and you guys tell me if you can hear it and if you like it.
New World Finance.
Which I think is hilarious. Like, to me, that is absolutely, because I sat here with the Macho Man Randy Savage, like, New World Order, and I started doing that stuff. And then I started to put in the little thing from the NWO back in the old days. So anyway, I'll be an NWF correspondent, and I'll be on Ben's show daily going forward. So we'll be doing a part about Bencoin every single day, just to make sure that it's out there on his channel and on this channel. So things are starting to change. Ben's got his setup finally the way that he wants it. Finally, The Rock sees what has to be done, or something like that. I don't know. So anyway, the point is that Ben is ready for another big momentum shift, right? Another big push through this. That's a 4x from where it is now. That is just the fib. That's the fib retracement. That's the fib extension tool. High IQ gave Bencoin its first buy signal. So boom, there it is. Yeah, okay, hold on. I'll get to the lunk in just a second. The first buy signal just appeared on Ben chart from High IQ. Now, guys, if you're not following High IQ, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know why you're not, but High IQ works. Use it in the description down below. You know what I mean? And then Super Guppy. Yeah, I can't do the rock. I mean, I'm not trans. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do the rock. I can't. I mean, I could try. Finally, The Rock has come back to dudes, or whatever it is he says. I don't know how he says it. I really can't do that. I was just pretending that I could to begin with. Anyway, so there. Hey, we got Jason Crow in the house. What's going on, my man? So anyway, then here's the next one. We have Super Guppy. Super Guppy is an indicator that kind of tells you by trend flows what is happening, right? So now you're in early on Ben, according to Super Guppy. The reason for that is there's a couple different indicators. The first one is the red. The red is a momentum indicator indicating that we're in a bearish pattern, which we knew we were in that bearish pattern, right? Well, then that has to cross over and clean itself up, which it did. It crossed over and cleaned itself up and flipped to a bullish indicator. And now this blue right here, this is when it's at its worst, right? That's when things are really bad. So guess what? It's no longer in that range. It's flipped out of the red and the blue. And now the next move is, or should be, to the green. So if that's the case, then you're going to start seeing a green flow right here, and you're going to see a big flow. Now, here's the thing. You're going to have a lot of people who are going to come out here and go, honk. Bencoin's not going anywhere. Honk, because they don't like Ben Armstrong. But it doesn't matter whether you like Ben Armstrong. The fact that you're on his nuts and you can't stop talking about him, or you can't stop hating on him when you hear his name, or the fact that you can't stop just making a comment when he makes a comment, all of those things, those are just engagement. And guess what? At some point, it's sooner rather than later. At some point, all of that turns into a benefit to Ben. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy that you don't see it. Like, if you're that dumb, come on. And so you get stuff like this, like when 30K Bitcoin here says can smell the crack that Ben is cooking. And then you get the drug report in the tox screen from Ben Armstrong, even when he was arrested and there's no drugs in his system. Then you just laugh because, yeah, here we are. But they still believe that. They still believe that, you know, being mad at people for stealing a company or attempting to steal. By the way, there's a reason his name is BitBoy again. I can't tell you because there's still an NDA, but what's up, Teacher? What's up, Tricky Nicky? Hope you guys are having a day. So anyway, there's an NDA, and you know, at some point that'll change. Make sure you hit the like button, by the way, on your way in. But the thing is, you know, and the best part, you're just helping him along. That's the coolest part. When you're hating on Ben Armstrong on Twitter, when you're hating on Ben Armstrong on social medias, all you're doing is making it easier for him, right? And then this has been this pattern for Ben is because they got ahead of themselves. Ben was hoping that just the fact that he was there was going to be something to pump it, and it did. It pumped it up to 100 million market cap. Remember, it wasn't that long ago, in fact, that Ben was at a 100 million market cap, and now it ripped down to 5. While some of the broader market was continuing to pump, and look, there was no catalyst. There's no reason to invest in Ben. There just wasn't, because they were working on building in the background, and that's the unfortunate part about it. I mean, look, I had 47,000 at one point. I'm down a lot, you know what I mean? But now I'm just buying more, because right now here's the important thing, right? High IQ says buy, you should probably buy. Let me show you what High IQ does when it gives you a buy signal. Here's the buy signal on Bitcoin. It told you to buy right here. And then what did Bitcoin do? Ripped by 75%. It told you to buy over here. And what did Bitcoin do? Before it told you to exit, it told you to exit after a 61% profit. And then here's the funny thing. If you're 10x on that leverage, that's 600%. That's a 6x, right? So your $10,000 now $60,000. The numbers that it's producing when it tells you to do this are ridiculous. When you see it on Ethereum as well, the buy signal for Ethereum came right here. It told you right here, this is your moment to buy. And then what happened here? It hasn't even told you to sell yet. Oh no, it gave you a hard loss exit right here at 23%. So 10x, 230%. So you got almost a 2.5x. But if you had held and you didn't come down, you didn't let it come back down, guess what? 120%. 120%. That's 1200x. That's a 12x on a 10x leverage position. And it tells you when to get in, when to get out. And is it always right? No. It's following trend indicators to try to get you into the right position. Again, there's always going to be moments where it doesn't get it right. That's the first thing that you should know about this thing, is that it's pretty accurate, but it might tell you to exit a position. Like BNB, it gave you the signal right here before it took off. Before it took off, it gave you the position right here, and boom, it was gone. Solana, it hasn't even given you a buy signal on Solana at all, right? Not even at this point at all. Like, Solana is moving at such a parabolic rate that it hasn't even figured it. And by the way, remember my remember my render? Like, it gave you the buy signal. It gave you the buy signal right here. If you got in, then boom, you got in on this big move here. Then it gave you an exit position. Then it told you to get back in. And then look at this thing. It's up 168% since it told you to get in. Like, Jesus Christ. All you have to do is follow High IQ. And by the way, again, not perfect. Nothing is perfect. But and this is what Super Guppy looks like on something like this. Just massive green, right? And that's why you should be looking at Ben the way I'm telling you to look at Ben right now. We're gonna put it right here, and then we're looking at Ben right here with Super Guppy. You see that? You see the pattern playing out right there, right? You see it, red and blue right here, and then you look at Solana again, and you're like, oh well, I see that right here. And what ended up happening after that? Well, each time that flippening happened, then within a couple days, you started to have that move, and then boom, it goes crazy. So same thing over here. It came down here, then it closed up, and then boom, it went crazy. Well, that's what it looks like Ben is getting ready to do. That's the market sentiment. And you don't have to like him. You don't have to, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you like. The Rock says it doesn't matter what you like. It's going to happen no matter what. That's the point, right? Oh, by the way, while we're at it, we're no longer mad at MEXC. We're not happy with MEXC, but MEXC increased their fees again. They realized what they were doing. They even said it to people. They understood that they screwed this up just a little bit. And so now we're cool with MEXC again. So if you're trading on MEXC, thank you. If you're not, and you did it in solidarity with me, then you can go ahead and trade again. It's, if you want to. That's your choice, of course. But if you haven't already, make sure you sign up for MEXC in the description down below. Fairdesk in the description down below. Femex in the description down below. Bybit in the description down below. Just sign up, start trading, and start helping a brother out. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, so Bencoin in a great position, definitely with an opportunity for a big move, and you see it right there. I mean, I just basically showed you. I basically just showed you exactly what it's saying. All right, let's pull this up. Somebody asked a question. What does High IQ say about H bar? Let's turn off Super Guppy and let's look at H bar right now. H bar just gave you an entry signal right before. Look at this. It gave you the entry signal right before it started to go down. So it gave you the loss. It told you to hit your stop loss right here. It gave you a buy at 12,725, and then it gave you an exit at 12,058. So now it's got you holding, waiting. So don't enter until you get in. And by the way, you can actually do this as a swing, as a scalp, and the scalp changes things by the way, just a little bit. If you give it a second to load, it might give you the same thing for right now. Or if you're a long-term trader, because there's 3 different modes. There's scalp, swing, and hodl. So on your hodl mode, if you see here, it told you to buy. It hasn't even told you to buy in a long time. Like it gave you an entry over here to buy 2 years ago. It hasn't even given you the big buy. Like the momentum wave on H bar hasn't even hit yet on long-term hodl position. However, here's the thing. When you come to the 1 hour, you get entry. Yeah, so you get entry positions here all the time when you look at the lower time frames. So again, daily time frame, weekly time frames, they're all just a little bit different. So you're probably getting entry and exit positions here. If you're swing trading or doing something like that, then you'll see that, and you'll see a lot of bullish indicator all the way up on H bar. So it's just a matter of what time frame you're looking at. And of course, if you're trading, you should be using the 30-minute time frame. That seems to be one of the more accurate ones. I would confirm it with some of the longer time frames before you did. Like for example, right now, if you're telling me that you want to get in on H bar and you're not doing a leverage position, then it would look to me like you're undersold over here. Your RSI is way down here. Your move has come down here. At what are we at now? 11.1 cents. Might be a little bit more downside to it, but I would start DCAing at this point because you've got the bearishness right here. Looks like a trend reversal is getting ready to happen. When you see the RSI start to flip from down here in this range, then it rips pretty hard. So if this thing comes down just a little bit more, then it's a move. So I would set a buy right now and then DCA down just a little bit lower to protect your position, and then wait for a big rip to come right after that. By the way, that's what I did yesterday to Myro, and Myro paid off like big time. That Myro just absolutely ripped. So, but anyway, so back to Bencoin. Bencoin just absolutely ready for that parabolic sort of sending. So I think that we're about to see it. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen or when it's going to take off, but it will. Also, Terra Luna Classic, same. It's not the same. It doesn't work out the same way, but let's go look at this on the daily, and you can see what it looks like. So Terra Luna Classic, if you're checking it out, the 50 and the 100, all of it looks pretty. It's again, same thing. Bullish indicators abound. It's under the 20, but the 50 and the 100 are the support levels. It should be bouncing off of this one, and it's had this big move to the downside. It's a corrective move. If you look at it on a standard fib retracement from the rate of the parabolic move, then you're in the golden pocket right there. If you take it from this last blast off area and you look at it, you're getting about the same thing right now. You're just kind of ranging right there in the golden pocket. No matter which way you look at it, this is primed for the reversal from the golden pocket. So that looks pretty good. Then you've got your auto fib extension, and it's telling you that it's ready for another classic send off. I told you guys my prediction here was 32,436, but the actual auto fib shows that it's ready for a move into 33,807. So close enough. Like I was pretty close on this. But a bounce down here, golden pocket kind of move, and then some. It's not going to go like that, but it's going to look more like this. But it is still looking like it's ready for another big move. 33.8 at this point would be about a 3x from where it is. So there's some opportunity to see Luna Classic have a big move. Now, High IQ gave a buy signal, I think, a while back. Has not given a buy signal yet on Luna Classic on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, it's given you an entry position, and it gave you a hard loss exit. So it's not an entry position yet. So just waiting for a confirmation of an entry position. In fact, there should be one coming up here pretty soon because it looks like the bullish momentum has reversed. So it gave you a short, and then it told you to get out of the short. By the way, when you see this bag right here, this is when you're supposed to take your profit. So when you're looking at it, what it does is it assumes that you're entering into a position, right? And then it tells you at a certain level, take profit, right? Like all you're doing is watching this chart, and when it tells you what to do. So it gave you a signal here at 3 zeros, 14,497. And then it gave you a take profit level at 13,942. So you had a big move down, and then it continued down, and you were up 7.46. So you had an opportunity right there. So as long as you took your profit and then you came back out here, and basically what it's telling you at this point is take your original investment out, something like that. When you reach like this level, or take out half or something like that, make sure that you're in a good position. And then when it comes back down, in the event that you get stopped out, or not stopped out, but in the event that you lose the margin of that position, it tells you to get out. Told you to get out at 15,027. So it gave you that small little margin. It said get out. So your loss is very minimal, and you're still in the game, and you're not losing that much. You're waiting for that next big move, that next indicator that tells you get in now and let's go. And that's what you got on Ben. Same thing. Super Guppy right now. Lower time frame is telling you don't buy. It's still in a downward trending. The downward momentum is still there. On the longer time frame, it's telling you that it's in the green. But if you look at it right here, you can see it's starting to close. That usually means right here when it's starting to close, downside momentum. You're going to get that indicator. You're not getting a red indicator on this, but you're not getting that big momentum sort of move. That big momentum move is when this is blue and green right here, and you're taking off. So things are looking pretty good overall for Luna Classic, but it does come down to the time frames in which you're looking. So there you have it. And then let's go check it out and see what is going on now. Guys, I gave you an emergency. I gave you an emergency thing over the weekend, and I told you I was not real confident that Bitcoin was going to continue up. I gave you this crossover here, and I told you that if we don't match up on this right here, then we're headed down. So what happened? We ended up heading down. We got down into this range right here, wicked off of 64,543. And then we got a crazy parabolic move. Now, here's the problem. Problem with the parabolic move that we got was that it moved up here, and then it did exactly what I said, which was it's on the downside of this. Now, on the downside of this means that it probably could break down. Like in the last hour, it came down Jesus Christ, it came down quite a bit. It could be down here into this range before you know it, as another opportunity for a buy. 67,374. Look at this. It's just continuing. It was continuing down. It got down to 67,215 from 68,502 just a little while ago. Another question is, do we get this wick right here? And then do we get that big rip back to the upside? Well, again, if you're looking for what the next position is, probably right in this range right here, because it'll be right here, right here. So it'll probably move here and then come back up here at 69.9 or something like that. That'll be my entry position, by the way. Just so you guys know, like this would be this is where I'm looking right now. You see it's coming back down to this range, popping up, coming back down to this range, popping up. Let's look at the liquidity and see where it looks like it's going. 69.9 up here. If you look back here just a second ago, I told you that we're coming up here probably 69.9 over the next couple of hours. So if that is what is in fact going on, and we're still just doing this right here, 69.6, 69.5, maybe liquidity says 69.3, 69.4, 69.5. Yeah, 69.5 is kind of the area of this. Let's pull this up on the screen so you guys can see this. All right, so Bitcoin is right in this range right now. And this is what I told you guys was going to happen, right? I said, that if we don't get out of this range right here, we're minting lower highs. This is what's been happening over here. And we're probably going to fall through this line if we don't break above it, right? Well, that's what ended up happening. We broke down here, and then we came back up with a strong buy sentiment, and then boom, we got into this range where we got rejected, then we got rejected. So now we're just ranging right here, and we've had this move down here. But when we get these big wicks like that, that usually indicates a strong move coming over the next few hours, right? So I'll be looking for a strong move to be coming over the next few hours, if in fact that is the case. So if you want some opportunity to get in, then this might be some opportunity. However, it did bounce off of this range, and it is looking like it's being rejected at 68.5. 68.5 represents that spot where if we lose 68.5, we're going down even more, right? Or that's what they're telling you, right? That's when they're telling you we're going to 48. So now we've got this wick. We're going to take another test of this. If we come above this and stay above it, then we're good to go. If we come back down, then we're going to be coming down into this range one more time, and that's going to be your opportunity. So if you're scalping or swinging, you might be kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting to see what's getting ready to happen. But if not, and you're looking for, the U.S. market is open, and the U.S. market is positive on the day right now. NASDAQ is up 267 points. Dow Jones up 66 points. So there's positivity in the overall markets. But as you can see, as soon as the U.S. market opened up, anything positive, that's gone. That's U.S. doing U.S. shit. So now you're seeing a little bit of wearing down. So look for an entry position. I would look for an entry position in here, down in this range right here, 66,000. Basically you come down to 66,000. Should be a strong move back to the upside. So that's what I think is getting ready to happen. Ethereum is done, cooked, baked. It is like melting down as we speak right now. The momentum is over for Ethereum. Will we get a bounce off of this 382 line? I don't know. Again, I thought for sure that 4,300, that 4,300 was baked in. Like I thought that it was absolutely in the cards that we were going to have a rip to 4,300. We got to 4,090, and then the Dencun launch happened. The Dencun launch actually is successful so far. So why we're in this position, I don't know. Momentum just swings. If we get something about, by the way, when we get the Ethereum ETF information, that's when things will probably switch again, because we'll probably be, and we have until May before that happens. So, we might see a little more correction on Ethereum, maybe even coming down into this golden pocket, which is right under 3,000. So now, when we look at these indicators, we're under the 100 MA, not a great sign. AutoFib is telling us that we've still got a rip. As a matter of fact, it's actually so it actually has a bullish breakout coming for Ethereum to 4671 over the next coming months. So that's on the 1 hour. So it looks like it's guessing that we're ready to go. High IQ on the 1 hour is giving us, are we on the 1 hour? Yeah. So high IQ on the 1 hour gave us a buy signal a long time ago. Hasn't given us a buy signal in a while. It looks like on the 30 minute, what does it give us? So we're certainly not getting an entry position right now. It's not really giving us, it's got bearish momentum. So until it turns bullish, who knows? Super Guppy says that we are in that red and blue bearish trend. It looks like it's flipping over, by the way, but then we got this red and blue continuation. So I wouldn't be touching Ethereum right now. Ethereum doesn't appear to be holding up very well. This is on the 30 minute, by the way. This is not a long term. So yeah. Anyway, Myro. I got in on Myro down here last night at 25. I went to the gym. When I came back from the gym, it was up at 29. And I took the profit, by the way, at like 29, and I got a 100% gain on a 10x. So it ripped like 10% in a short period of time. And it was too good. It was too good to pass up. Like, I mean, you double your money on something, you just take it. Just fucking take it. You know what I mean? So then, since then, it went up to 34, I want to say 34.48, and now it's coming back down. So now that would indicate to me. So I thought that we were going to have some more testing up here at the top, but we just minted a lower high right here. As you can see right now, 35 cents now represents a significant sort of resistance for right there. As you go across here, you can see we've used it as support and resistance over and over and over again, and we just resisted at 35 cents basically, which means to me that Myro, if Myro doesn't catch, in my opinion, if Myro doesn't catch a wedge sort of breakout here, if it doesn't come down here for a retest and then bang back up here and then come above, if it doesn't come back above, then Myro is headed down, because there's no way that we're going to maintain at that level. People are going to get tired and they're going to want to move on. So, you come down here, you come back up here. If you get a test and that test fails and we don't break through, then you're going to test here. And then most likely, again, that's where we've got downward momentum at that point. So I would suspect that something is coming down from there. So I'd be watching for that to play out. So that seems to be the play out. Solana, Solana is basically at this point up only. I'm looking at an opportunity, like where to, like Solana is just parabolic at this point. So, where do you get in, and you're way above on the MAs, right? Your auto fib is telling you that it's going to have a breakout to 246 coming soon. So, like shit, it's already done the first part of the correction. So 246 probably coming soon. So I'd be looking for an entry position. My entry position, by the way, on this would be 198. So if you come down below 198, then it's going to be a gift on a big run. I would put like $100 with 10x leverage and just see what happens. If it runs up and it goes up 100%, you made $100. What the hell? High IQ already gave you major buy signals and shit like that a while back. Super Guppy, probably bright green. It's still at this point. Yep, still green, still bright green and growing. So, this thing is just on that parabolic trip right now. So I would be looking at continuation of this upside trend. There we are. All right, guys. So that's render. It's going to do whatever NVIDIA does. This is a nice correction here, by the way. So if you have it doesn't look like it's done correcting. We're looking for that move right there. It's at the 0.5. It bounced off of the 0.5 back into the 382. I would be looking for a move down into $11. If we get in the lower part of $11, that's going to be your buy signal. What it would look like at its best would be, a move here, a move down into this range, and then boom, a back test right here, somewhere in this range right here. You get something right in this range right here, then it's time for some upward momentum. I would take profit right here at 1241. Let it bounce back down here, and then probably look for it to have a breakout from there. That's what it would look like. So now pop up auto fib. Auto fib is telling me that we got a long way to go. Up to $17 is what it's predicting for render based on the chart pattern and the rhythm that it's in right now. So definitely a bullish indicator. API still coming down. Again, I think this is going to be the buy opportunity of your lifetime, or one of them. Just let this thing come back down. If it's touching $3, I think it's a gift, because I'm sure it's 100, possibly 300, and it's already has a 300 and something million dollar market cap. So I really think that this thing is going to start to this is going to be a good one. Is basically what I'm saying. So yeah. But anyway, that's it, guys. It is time for me to go. I got to get ready for the Chicago Bears. They traded Justin Fields. I can't believe they traded Justin Fields. But then also, so what? They traded Justin Fields. Now it's time for Caleb Williams. I want to say, I don't know if it is or not. But not my call. I think Justin Fields was the best opportunity to win, but I don't make the rules and I don't give a shit. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. So make sure, if you're not already, get yourself a Caleb Williams jersey. and support the team. So it's time to pay the bills, and then we'll be out of here. Cryptonomy.finance just launched a research section, so make sure that you go check that out today. Learn a little bit more about crypto that you may not have known before. If you are a corporate client, you can have a relationship manager and a lot of customer support, superior OTC services, and institutional tools that will help you in your venture. Also, if you sign up for the VIP course, you can get in touch with high-touch wealth management personnel and a lot of different people and personalized information as you need in order to successfully navigate this crypto system. Also, if you look at my moves right now, you can see that I'm earning over 106 Solana on my last staking. My Tether, I'm going to earn 1,670 on my staking so far. You can see there's some of these I've earned $784. I can't cash out for a while, but I've earned $784 so far. And then in the launch pool, guys, if you haven't checked the launch pool out, you've got to check the launch pool. Look at these ROIs that I'm getting right now. It's fantastic. 20x on K9 Finance, 7x on Weave, on Block Jerk. If you put a stake into this system right here, it gives you a fantastic amount of rewards. Go check